Anabhyasat vinirmalam krutva
Ajnana-kalusham jivam jnanabhyasat vinirmalam
krutva
ज्ञानात् भासात् हेलो
krutva jnanam
हेलो
swayam nashtet. Repeat.
kritva jnanam swayam nashet
Jalam patakarenuvat
jalam katakarenuvat
ajnana kalusham jivam jnanabhyasat vinirmalam krutva jnanam swayam nashtet.
जलम कथकरेण
Let us think about this important verse. We will start from example. Then we'll discuss about the Siddhanta or principle. Example is given by Shankaracharya in very ancient time of India. An example is in this way: Jalam Katakarenuvat. In rainy season, if we take water from river or well, it is most of time, it is not clean water. It is muddy water. Lot of muds are mixed with this river water or well water. We cannot drink that impure water or polluted water or contaminated water or spoiled water. If we drink this polluted water, your stomach will create a problem. We'll have a severe problem. Then we have to go to the doctor. So
water one diseases
it is inconvenient to drink that impure water. So what is the antidote? What is the remedy? What are the means to purify the water? In ancient time, they used to this katakarenu, a particular nuts. And from that katakarenu, they make a powder. Oh, it was the katakarenu is the means to purify the water. When powder of that kataka nuts, if you drop in the water, the small particles of that katakarenu join with mud. And then that the very small particles of the mud get settled down. And after that, that powder also goes down. It means the first, the katak powder join with this mud, and due to that katakarenu all the muddy particles get settled down. And after that, that Kataka Renu powder also goes down. It also gets settled down. Then whatever remains above is pure water, which is convenient to drink anybody, and it has no harm. But it is pure water. It is, we can say, the filter water. This is example, and I hope that you are also aware of this example. Nowadays, we also use alum, A-L-U-M, fruity, no?
Exactly. Fruity.
Fruity, alum.
Turti. Turati.
Purity. We use this alum, it cleans the water, and after that it gets settled down. And whatever remains, only the clean water. So alum is the cleansing tools or means. So jalam katakarenuvat. Therefore, Shankaracharya has given this example, jalam katakarenu. Through this example, he wants to give the important message about the non-dualistic philosophy, Advaita Tattvajna. First, Shankaracharya says something about Jiva. Jiva means individual being. The intellect, the supreme consciousness reflects in the intellect. That reflection associated with mind, body, and intellect, that is called Jiva. The consciousness get reflected in the intellect, and that reflection associated with mind, body, and intellect, and think that I am the mind, body, and intellect, that is called Jiva. Understand? But that Jiva get contaminated with association of mind, body, and intellect. And cause of that pollution or contamination is ignorance. So, Shankaracharya ji says, Ajnana Kalusham Jivam. Jiva get contaminated by ignorance. In simple language, the individual being become impure with association of ignorance. Ajnana Kalusham Jivam. Then, what are the symptoms of impurity of the Jiva? When a Jiva become impure, then what types of symptoms exist in them or him or her? How can we recognize that this individual being is impure with ignorance? We cannot go to doctor and please tell me, sir, I'm pure or impure. This system is not available in physician or the physical doctor. But first, we will see the symptoms of impurity of the individual being. When we say that I am a father, of my children. I am the son of my parent. I am the husband of my wife. I am the boss in my hobbies. I did this action. It means I am the doer of this action. I enjoyed the result of my action. So I became an enjoyer of the action. I became a doer of this action. So kartrutva, bhoktrutva, I know what are you saying. Jnatrutva, kartrutva, bhoktrutva, jnatrutva, these are the symptoms of impurity of individual being. Understand? Second symptoms. We are living in this world along with various things and beings around us. Naturally, we have an attachment with our mind, body, and intellect due to lack of study of self. So we are all lesser than materialistic because we relates us with matter and think that this body is the supreme. Dhaneshwar Maharaj says that Sharir Parate Sevita. Sharir is the higher other than all things. So we serve the body and think and ask sometime, what did you make breakfast today? What will the lunch? What are you what are you going to do about in dinner? So day and night we think about the diets. It means we engage with this body. Sharir Parate Sevita. At the same time, different types of doctors, or we can say that those who give the suggestions about what to eat, what not to eat. What it called, sir?
Dietitian.
Dietitian. Yeah. They have their job. If you go to them, they always suggest that what do you eat morning, what do you eat at noon, and what did you eat in evening. They give a different types of diets and they will explain the importance of the diets. Yes, that is very important. But we listen the glory of the foods. We listen the glory of the clothes. We listen the glory of the material world. We listen the glamour of the world. Then the attachment of the external object day to day increases. शरीर पराते सेविता संसार गौरवची ऐकता. We listen the glory of the world. Then देही जयाची अहंता बुडोनी ठेली. So attachment with body, mind, and intellect, it get firmly rooted with them. Dehi jayachi ahanta buduni theli. It means I identified myself with mind, body, and intellect along with the external world. Then again, I think that I am a doer, I am enjoyer, I am father, I am mother, I am son, I am boss, I am man, I am woman, I am kshatriyas and vaishyas and shudras and brahmins, I am brahmacharis and vanaprasthas and grasthas and sannyasis. These are the sentences. Most of time we listen from other, and sometimes we repeat the same sentence to the other. It means this is the symptoms of impurity of individual being. Ajnana kalusham jivam. Ajnana is the cause, and because of that, we become impure, and such types of sentences we made in this world. Ajnana kalusham jivam. If you use these types of sentence, think that I am polluted by ignorance. Okay. Then what are the means to purify myself? Jnanabhyasat vinirmalam. We have to do jnanabhyas, practice of self-knowledge. How to do that jnanabhyas? We have three means. First is shravana, by listening. Second is manana, by contemplating. And third is nididhyasana, by meditating. So, listening, contemplating, and meditating. So, meditation, contemplation, and listening. We have to listen every day Vedanta from Guru. We have to listen non-dualistic philosophy with help of scripture composed by the various Vedanti
Shruti.
in the world. Shruti, okay. While listening non-dualistic philosophy of Vedanta, we'll understand Guruji or teachers or Guru tells thousands times to the disciple, oh, my dear disciple, you are not mind, body, and intellect. You are supreme consciousness. These types of paroksha jnana, indirect knowledge we get from the descriptions or explanation by the Guru, by listening. We get knowledge by listening that I am not body, mind, and intellect, but I am separate from the mind, body, and intellect. Then we deassociated with mind, body, and intellect. We detach from mind, body, and intellect. We become separate from mind, body, and intellect. We de-engage from the mind, body, and intellect by the level of thought. So, this type of knowledge we get from teacher by listening, by Shravana. Then we get the purpose of the Shruti. Second, by listening thousands times from the Gurus, the many times arises many doubts in our mind. Then we have to do mananam. Contemplate again and again in line with scriptures. Contemplating on various examples which are useful to cleanse our all doubts. So by the contemplating, all doubts get clear. And then nididhyasana, meditation. If I came to conclusion, I am different from the body, mind, and intellect. I'm different from this condition. I exist without mind, body, and intellect. I'm not associated with mind, body, and intellect. I may exist in the body, but I'm not the body. So I am the consciousness, and then we have to abide in that consciousness We have to get deeply rooted in that consciousness. We have to maintain same thought again and again. I am Supreme Consciousness is a nididhyasana. It is called jnanabhyas. Jnanabhyasat. Due to the practice of the self. What happens? Nirmalam. We become pure. Already we are pure. But our own misconception or by our own wrong knowledge or by our own misunderstanding, we think that I am this external body. We have an experience of the self along with mind, body, and intellect. We have experience of the sun along with clouds. But we do not have experience of the self merely alone. But when all the clouds go away by the force of wind, then we'll have experience of the sun alone. We'll have a bright experience of the sun without any disturbance of the different type of cloud. In the same way, we have an experience of the self with the cloud of mind, body, and intellect. Jnaneshwar Maharaj says in his Jnaneshwari, Irvi sarvancha rudhare deshi. The Supreme Consciousness exists in the heart of all human beings. Irvi sarvancha rudhare deshi. Amuka hai aisi. But he said that I am man, I am woman, I am children, I am father. I have a sanchit karma and prarabdha karma and agami karma. I did nishiddha karmas. I have to get rid of that nishiddha karma. Then I have to perform the prayaschitta karma, atonement. So these types of we think. But by the practice, we remove all misconceptions with help of knowledge, then whatever is remains, that is kevalam. Kevalam. Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhavaha. I am the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss, and absolute. Then I have experience of the self without mind, body, and intellect. That is called Shuddha Anubhava. And it happens by the Jnana Bhyasat Vinirmalam. The Jnana clears all doubts. Jnana clears all misconceptions. Jnana or self-knowledge removes the misunderstanding which exists in our mind. So, by removing everything, then we experience as own, as a self. Then the second symptoms of the Dhyana-abhyas, or third symptoms of the Dhyana-abhyas. I think the time is over, but I will complete. When we have a company of the great soul, when we have a company of the enlightened person, when we are associated with this realized master, that's called Santa Sangati. Jnaneshwar Maharaj says that Santa Sange Vasata. while remaining with the great personalities like Shankara Acharya, Vivekananda, Dhaneshwara Maharaj, Santa Sangha. Slowly, we develop interest in study of yoga, study in knowledge, study in karma and upasana, study in various sadhanas. Santa Sange Vasata, Jnana Yogi Paisata, Santa Sange Vasata. Then what happens? Yoga Jnana Paisata. Guru Charana Upasita Vairagyasi. Then slowly, the intense desire arise in your mind. We have to serve our Guru who gives this important knowledge. And by serving him without any attachment, without any desire, and by that service, the Vairagya will arise in us and Vivek will arise in us. And then by that Santa Sangha, by the advice of that great people, teaching of that people, Vivek Vairagya will come. Good qualities will come in us. And then slowly, we will realize our own true nature. It means by the teaching of the scripture, by the teaching of the gurus, by the performing various sadhanas, all impurities, all misunderstanding go away. Then what happens in the process of this sadhana? Before performing any sadhana, ajnan is there. Ignorance is there. We got knowledge from the Guru. That knowledge removes the ignorance. Okay. After removing the ignorance, the job of knowledge is completed. Then knowledge says that my job is over. My job was to dispel the ignorance, to remove the ignorance and misunderstanding and misconceptions about the mind, body, and intellect. So my job is over. So I will not remain here. I will go after that. It means jnana goes along with ignorance. Then whatever remains, jnana swayam nashed. Shankaracharya says that jnanam swayam nashed. Jnan will disappear itself. It means first ignorance disappeared due to knowledge. The knowledge itself disappeared by itself. Jnanam swayam nashed. Then knowledge, ignorance is the ignorance, but knowledge also ignorance. Moment we wake up and started chanting, I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a man, I'm a human being, I'm a human being. Somebody come and said, are you mad? You are already human being. Why are you repeating that again and again and again that you are the human being? You are human being.
Perfect.
And he understood that, yes, I was human being. I am a human being. And why I am unnecessarily repeating that I am a human being? This is also nonsensical statement. Therefore, he stopped because he knows that I am a human being. In the same way, he understood I am intrinsically, I am supreme consciousness. By my misconcept, truth will not change. Thousands and thousands misconcept bring together. Even though that misconception, truth will not change anything. It remains as it is. But by our own misconception, we will have a different experience. So, by the going everything away, that then we remains as a pure consciousness. Just as impure water become pure with the help of Kataka. Then Kataka removes the mud, dust, and finally it also settle down. Then whatever remains is clean water, pure water. We can drink it. We enjoy it in the same way. By removing the misconceptions by knowledge, then whatever is remain I, pure I experience that I without mind, body, and intellect. Chidananda Rupa Sivoham. This is the message given by Shankaracharya. And ultimately, we have to understand that ignorance is the burden. At the same time, knowledge is also burden. To remove the ignorance is the one job, and simultaneously we have to should not have a pride of that I'm a learned person. I'm not a jnani, I'm Brahman. If you have any disease, you go to doctor give medicine removes that disease, and after that, that medicine also goes away, disease go away, whatever remains is and is that where there is no disease, is natural life. The Brahmajnani lives in natural. Thank you. Whatever remains, we'll see tomorrow.